salir de pantalla completa. I don't know if you have it in English or in Spanish.
Sí, exit.
Salir de pantalla completa.
Okay, so you can click on the arrows. You can change to full screen. You see. Then on the in the chat. So there are many ways of configuring your own screen with the videos and silence your audios. You can even stop your audio if you click on the 3 buttons. You look at mine. I have stopped my video. You don't see it right now.
No.
I can click on Vista del Hablante to see who's talking. Click on that if you have it there. So whenever you have somebody talking, then you will see that person first and the others on the side probably. Well, of course, there are different ways of managing your screen so as to see whatever you want to see. Then, let me go back to my view. Well, then we have the chat. In the chat, you can type, of course, things, but then you also have the possibility of adding and uploading a file. That's important when you have a webinar because sometimes you want participants to work on some document. Can you click on that?
And where's that?
On the file. Okay. Can you see the chat?
It disappeared.
You can also decide where on the bottom bar. On the bottom bar, you can decide. There is a chat button. Click there. All right. Type whatever you want. We've done this before in Zoom, but it's good to remember that you can make participants click on the chat below all the time, even when you're giving a presentation in PowerPoint, suppose. So the chat can be open and people can collaborate there. And you can also add a file from your computer. Hello, Alice.
Good.
Okay. So you can add any file. I don't know. You can have a private chat with other people.
Be careful with that.
Yes.
Because sometimes
you can decide whether you want to enable that option or not. You see, I think that the fewer distractions participants have, the better. In fact, there are other platforms like WebJam and some others that are really very successful, especially because they give few commands to the participant, you know, because then things get carried away, people touch too many things, they lose track of what you're saying. So I think that Zoom is very complete.
Sorry.
It's really very vast, and it allows for different types of webinars you'd like to have. So you can restrict participants' participation, sorry for the redundancy, but you can restrict their participation, or you can make it really flexible depending on your topic. So what I like is that. Now click on, but for you to know the range, and we'll finish now in a few minutes, enviar I have sent to Alice, Mariel, so I can send some message to someone in particular. I can send a file, private, try it out. Bibi, happy birthday, Bibi. Belated birthday. Well, I told you happy birthday before.
Happy birthday.
It was this week, right, Bibi?
It was on Monday. Oh,
on Monday. All right. Well,
it was on Monday. Thank you. I had muted my phone. Yes, thank you.
Today is Isabel Escobar.
Today is Isabel's. Today is Isabel's.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
all right.
Several Leos here.
As regards the chat, that's it. It's very simple. Then if we go down, we have this option of.
I uploaded a file.
Yes, great.
Just trying, but just.
Sure, yeah. That's great.
Great.
Great. Yeah. And then you see if you click on the three buttons beside Archivo, beside
Yes.
File, you can save the chat. That's very useful because sometimes very interesting questions come up in the chat, and we want to recover those things. Now, let's go to share screen, and we finish with this, and then we go to breakout rooms. Lydia, do you agree?
Yes, just something that Gladys was asking. Pay attention about the chat option for private chat.
Yes.
Gladys.
Yes, the host can manage all that. The host can decide if the people are going to be able to interact among themselves or not, and so on.
Just one question. For example, when somebody writes here, right? And how do you correct person's mistakes, the student's mistake?
No, there's no correction. Once it's in the chat, it's there. What you can do is, I mean, what's in the chat is fixed.
You can copy
You can
it.
collect the samples, and in the following class, you can dwell on those and work on those errors.
There's a whiteboard here that can help you working on that.
Yes.
So you can share a whiteboard. You collect, I usually do that, collect the mistakes. And then if I consider that needs attention in the session, what I do, I talk about that in a special, there's a whiteboard function here.
And where's
Yes, we can get into that now. We're going to get into that right now.
Sorry.
It would be the same as when someone speaks in a class.
Exactly.
Yes, it's not that you're not going to be correcting every time the person makes a mistake.
Right.
No, definitely.
Excuse me, where do I tap to record or to keep a record of the chat?
Okay, the host has the host can record, but then the host can also
No, but you can do it also.
Yes, the host can also decide if the participants are going to record or not.
Yes, but usually you can save it. If you click now on where it says enviar CCE private file, there are 3 dots.
Yes.
And there you say save chat.
Anyone can save the chat.
Yes.
Like a text, a note text. Yes.
We can record as well because the hosts at APIBA have Mariel and Janina have given us permission to record.
to do it, yes.
But sometimes, for example, with my spiderweb sessions, I don't allow people to record. So I block that option. So I think it's important to know this function.
Yes.
Then another thing, I'm going to share the screen now because this is, of course, the main.
But Ceci, just to add something, that's something you need to do before coming to the meeting, and it's in the settings section in your account. It's not something that you can do it from this screen.
Yes, thank you very much, Mariel. Well, if you're going to allow the participants to record, you have to decide it before you create the class, or when you are creating the room. There they give you all the options. They tell you, do you want to make participants enter with a video? Do you allow for latecomers? Do they need a password to enter the room?
Exactly.
And all those nice features that then perhaps another day, but they are so user-friendly that I don't think that's, but those options are there before. The chat gets saved with the video session. I can't remember. Does the chat get saved? No.
That's already been answered by APIBA. They said no.
No,
but you have, yes, but not in the video, but you have a file that gets saved.
Sure.
And you can decide if you save it in your computer or on the cloud, and the file of the chat gets saved. It's a note.
Yeah, I get it. But the people who see it later won't see both things synchronized.
Not the attendees. The host has the 2 things. I guess, Gladys, you were asking that.
Not synchronized, right?
No, not synchronized. No.
Right. It's like an independent note. Great.
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, we're going to go to I'm going to click on Compartir Pantalla, share screen.
Ceci, will you teach people how to raise their hands if they have questions?
Okay.
In case you mute them first.
That's crucial.
If not, they're just going to talk.
Yes, you need to mute them and then, where is the, wait, because I don't have hosting power.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why we can talk like this now.
Participant? Okay.
Yes, exactly.
But I have to, I am a participant so far. Usted now, okay, now I am the host. All right. Here. Okay, when I am the host, I have the option of fixing the video, of allowing people to record if I wish, of renaming somebody, chat with somebody, silence the audios, and so on. As participants, you have on the chat, on your screen, what do you see when you click on your 3 dots?
Save chat.
Only save chat.
Yep.
Anything else?
Next to it is
I'm
Archivo.
In the chat box, or you mean on the screen?
To go to
On our videos.
On your screen.
What is it that you are trying to do to raise your hand, digital hand? So is that?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to go to participant, and there's a list. In the middle, you have that function. I will do.
I'm raising my hand now.
Me too, all of us.
I can see Mariel, okay. And we cannot see, and I can silence them, and I have the option of lowering their hands also.
Yeah, good.
You are not going to speak today, you tell that student.
Not you today.
Okay. So the participants option allows you to do that. Okay. Then we have the share screen option. And if you click share screen, you have a screen, I know, the whiteboard, la pizarra, iPhone or iPad, post assistant, and then the PowerPoints that you have open, or the Word documents or whatever.
Sorry, where are you? I got lost.
In
So,
that
bottom bar.
You have share screen.
Share, right.
When you click on share screen, and
Yes.
this is very simple, you have the options there of the screens you want to share. But if you want to share a video, which is something that I learned later after mistakes, making some, I cannot watch a video, I said, and there was just this click, you know. Look at the bottom bar of the share screen. Compartir sonido de la computadora, share screen, share sound, or share video clip.
Yes.
You have to click on those to be able to share, because if not, people will watch the video, will see your screen, suppose, with the video, YouTube video, but they will not listen to it.
Yes.
So this is crucial for sharing videos, okay? Well, what I'm going to do now is to share a screen so that you touch a few buttons. I will share the whiteboard. This is very nice, a very nice option. Okay, you can write anything you want there. Can you see the toolbar?
Not yet.
No.
Yes.
Takes a
Yes,
little
the
while.
toolbar.
Yes, you have to
Yeah.
click on anotar.
Ver opciones.
Ver opciones.
That's the function.
Yes.
Yeah.
There. Got it.
And then you have clicks, you see? Look at estampar. If you have a, notice that you can get people to, I love these, you know, ticks. You can delete.
I like this, and you tell them wrong, wrong, wrong.
Oh, yes.
I'm a very bad I'm that kind of teacher.
I cannot do it. I'm silly.
Carlos for joining up from matching, you know, matching.
Yes.
Girls, I cannot do it.
If I click on borrar, I delete
Alice,
everybody's.
Alice, on the top, if you hover the mouse over the top, yes, you can see like a green bar.
Yes,
And-
I put it. You're viewing.
Okay. And
View
then
options.
you say, when you see options, click
Text.
on anotar.
Yes, it's annotating. If you have it in English, it's annotating.
Okay, yes, annotate.
Yes, I did that. And now?
Okay, now you should see a bar.
Yes.
Okay.
And you choose.
And you try
Text.
experimenting with that.
What happens if I choose borrar or delete? I suppose it's in English.
Everything together, you can delete everything.
You have in
Someone
English,
is
you have
deleting.
an eraser.
But I cannot
So you have
Aha.
Notice
who-
that when you go to
Whose
arrow,
contributions can you erase? Anybody's.
No, just yours.
I'm erasing mine.
Oh, mine
I
is gone. I
No,
must
you
I-
delete everybody.
Maybe the
because
host
sometimes
is,
If you are the host,
maybe
you
the
delete
host is
everything.
deleting
Yes, I'm the host. I can delete
what you
everything.
wrote.
Look at this. Can you see the flecha, the arrow?
Yeah, I am.
function?
Yes.
You click there, and it's nice because when you have different options, you can ask people to click on the, I know, what options they prefer or whatever, and you see their names.
And what can you see when I click on the arrow? I don't know. I can't see anything.
You cannot see anything.
I
Click on the
see.
arrow and put it on the screen. There you are, you see?
Yes, they are.
So it's nice for selecting choices and seeing what's involved. Because all the other options are anonymous. But this is a named option. Ali, hi Ali.
But, okay, so everybody's writing at the same time, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you see all your students writing.
No, this is not something you want your students to be doing in a class, but
Okay.
This is great for
They
brainstorming.
may do. They may do.
Imagine the potential of this toolbar. Like you can if you're giving a webinar for APIBA, and we can have perhaps people from different parts of the country. We can have a map of Argentina, and we can ask them to put a cross or a heart next to their seat on their city, or
nice.
part of
that
part of the world they are from, or a matching exercise to see perhaps just a survey. How are you feeling today, or what are your main concerns regarding this webinar? What is your top priority? This topic, this one, or this one? And you can do a mini survey before. So of course, Zoom has another feature which is a survey, but we'll see it another day. Yes. But this is flexible. You can have a PowerPoint, and in the PowerPoint you can include a couple of slides here and there that generate this kind of interaction with the audience. At first, it's nice to include some screen that allows you to see where they are from, or what they expect of the webinar, or what they would like, a problem they'd like to get solved. And at the end of the webinar, to write their takeaways, to say what they've learned, what was the most interesting part. And then throughout, you can ask questions about content.
Good, great.
Now, when you say that you can put, for example, a map and then ask them to just mark on it where they are from, but how do you insert the map here?
In the PowerPoint, Alice. You
when you share your screen.
Yes. In the PowerPoint.
Right, and then within the PowerPoint you insert this whiteboard.
Yes.
Yes.
No, you can
actually, this whiteboard would take like an image of your PowerPoint, right?
Yes.
People are not writing on your PowerPoint; they are writing on the whiteboard.
No, they are writing on the screen over the PowerPoint. It's not that they are going to be
over the PowerPoint, and then it will be deleted because it will not be permanent. It will just be like a mirror thing. Okay.
No, because to do that, Gladys, they need to have access to your computer.
That's why here I just got a screenshot
stored.
of the whiteboard we have created. So it's like everyone comes to the board and writes on a post or something like that.
Yes, we can try that out, probably.
I'd like to say that this, Alice, for you that I think you are not expecting to deliver a webinar, but working with your students.
Yes.
Okay, so I think you can use this with your students, the whiteboard. This is one function that you have that you can use with your students. Being clear before using it, I mean, giving them clear instructions, clear directions, what they have to do, you can use this with them. I usually do. And this works very well once they get to know how they have to behave. Okay, not like as teachers that we were just playing and using this one. So this is like the board, number one. And number two, as
I made them play soap. What's the name? Word soup?
Yeah.
Word search.
Crossword.
Yes, with different colors. It was a mess. It was very, very, very funny. They had to select it was like 2 teams, and they had to find the most words and select them with different colors. It was very funny. So there are plenty. Once you get the hang of it, you start exploring, and there are plenty of things you can start doing.
Yeah. So I think that the whiteboard can be used for some kind of their reaction. This is one thing, the whiteboard and their reactions. Yes, Alice? This is one thing. Another thing is the PowerPoint presentation. In the presentation, you don't use the whiteboard. You use the presentation, and you present them with the visuals you want them to see, and you want them to react. But the annotate feature will allow you to use it both in the whiteboard and in the PowerPoint.
Ah, okay.
That's okay? I think that's what you wanted to know.
Yes.
For your students, right?
Thank you.
Then I have the option of stop sharing then here. There's always, when you're a participant or a host, you always have the option of stop sharing the screen. So I will stop sharing now. And I will go to my PowerPoint presentation. This is about type format. We're not going to see it now. I just want you to see that if you click on Anotar or on Annotate, you have, as Lydia said before, the option of writing on my PowerPoint. Can you see that?
Annotate. Sorry, but
all right, there we go. So all the things that we did in the whiteboard, so you can prepare PowerPoints that are interactive with your audiences.
Good.
Right.
So
where do you have
this is what we
the function?
Same again. Hover the mouse over the top. You will see the green bar, and the see options. You click there.
View options.
Again.
All right. So notice that you can include in your PowerPoint slides that have to do, that include this kind of interaction with the audience, you know? Okay, that's it. I thought that this was, Lydia, what do you think? We thought of giving them an overview. Do you think this is good enough?
Yeah, I think it's enough so that they can see, and the piece of advice is that you use it with some of your friends and you touch it and nothing will happen. Okay, so you can try this before using it. Yes, you need to put your hands on this.
Yes, I'll share one final comment is that Zoom allows you, is free for, you can have 40 minutes of of group sessions, 40 minutes of group session free. And if it's individual, it's unlimited. And then on these features in general, no? But I think it's worth trying.
Yes, and it's not expensive.
It's not expensive. It's 500 pesos per month. $15.
Yes.
So really, if you like the platform, remember you can have unlimited time sessions with individual students or people, and then 40 minutes only with groups in the free version.
$15 per month.
$15 per month allows you to have sessions of 100 participants if you wish, with 100 participants and limited time.
Yes.
Okay, and what's the difference? I mean, can you use this? This is just synchronized, right? Classes.
Yes.
Yes, chronic.
Chronic, right? Synchronic.
No, synchronized. It's okay. Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
The difference with Hangouts and Skype, something that you would.
There are a lot of
why?
The annotation feature, you don't have that in Hangouts.
Lot of different.
In Hangouts, only 10 people can join. Then you don't have the breakout rooms. Like, for example, you have the breakout rooms. I don't know if you're going to be showing that, Lydia.
Yeah.
You can have 2 or 3 different groups working, like in a group work, and then they come back to the main room. You have plenty of different features. Yes, it's not the same.
Vivi, I just lowered your hand.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
No. It was from before when we were trying.
I didn't want you to get too tired.
I'm a statue, right?
High five.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, it's over to you, Lydia, now. So if you can stop me from being a host.
All right. So what we are going to do now is to work on. Would you pass me the controller? I mean, I cannot do that from here. So Cecilia, you pass me the controls now.
Oh wait.
Yeah, because I don't know these settings in the. Okay, so what we are going to do, remember we said which were the, let's say, the guidelines for hosting a webinar. So Ceci worked hard on that.
Yes, Ceci, that was amazing.
That's great.
I read it. It was.
She's really hard work. Great. Yes.
Blew my mind. Great. Really loved it. Honestly.
Oh, yes, sorry, thank you very much. I have a problem. I don't know. I've always been host, and I told people, wait a second.
Let me see.
I don't know. There we are. Sorry, I forgot about that.
All right.
Something. Cambiar hospedador. Okay, I just tell you.
Yes, now I am.
Click on the image of the person, just for you to know, because you click on the 3 dots of the person, and then you click on make host, hacer hospedador, and you pass over the back to the other person. Sorry.
That's important. Yeah, that is very important. So what we are going to see now is that document that probably you have worked on that, you have seen that. We are going to devote some time, some minutes. You will be working separated in groups. And this is where we are going to have the experience of breakout rooms. And breakout rooms have to do with this one, working separately, right? So what we are going to do is work separately. I'm going to invite you to work on this document. I'm going to share this later again, but if you want to open it now in your browser, do please. And I will send you an invitation. Okay, so you accept the invitation and you will be divided and you will see only 2 of the participants, not everyone as we are seeing now. After some minutes, the allotted time, I will be calling you back. So we'll be meeting here again, right? And you will be commenting on, you will comment on what you have. We have 3 sections. Let me remind my note, I need my note. So we have 3 groups, and so you will have group 1, group 2, and group 3, or 3 different sections in the same document. And then we will discuss what you have decided. What you have to do is read, discuss, and add something of you consider that can be helpful, right? For the webinars. Okay. That's okay. There we go.
Okay, now which group, then you tell us in which group we are.
And you will have to.
Will you assign us automatically, because the system can do that?
But will be only one, okay, yeah, okay, let me see. Okay, I don't know why I have one. Give me a second. Just, I need to see this. Okay, I need to see the settings. Give me a second, so I need to see this. Right, so we have 3, I will have. Okay, there. And there. You have to accept the invitation. Gladys? Okay, good, good.
Ready.
We are in the big group now.
Okay,
Yes.
there we are. Everyone will be coming back.
Now, what about Lydia? What about the recording? Because as we split in 2 groups, what about the recording?
It was the host. I suppose there was no problem.
You
we were changing host. It must be in the cloud.
Both groups.
The only thing that there will be some minute in which I forgot I had to record that Magil was telling me. Let me see what happened with the other people. So, okay, right. So they're coming. So probably okay. They're here. They are. Everyone is here, right? So the first, as I was, I don't know who the host was. I was trying.
That was fun.
Then Maria told me, so I got a mess. Right. So okay. So now we have to discuss on what you found.
Yes, I have to leave, people. I'm really, really sorry. I wish I could stay. Honestly, it's been lots of fun.
We'll miss you.
Yes. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So conclusions, not conclusion, not final thought, because we have to. This is the first, and this is a great document, and that we'll be sharing, and we'll agree on what can be the guidelines for APIBA webinar, if you think.
I liked it. It was my first time in a breakup room. And I
Yes.
like the idea of getting together with a few.
It was fantastic. I love the experience.
It's a great tool,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
One question, the host can be in all the groups and sort of cover around or what?
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So if you are the teacher and you
That
break up the group, this is so you can watch all the groups and see what they are doing.
Yes. 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 It's break.
Breakout.
No,
Yes.
just breakout.
Ah,
Yes.
breakout.
Breakout. Okay, got it.
Grace is asking. Right.
Is
So
it a
breakout.
technique or is it a feature of Zoom or what?
No, this is Zoom's feature.
Ah, okay.
No,
But in fact, what we are doing is breaking up the group. So the
Right.
teacher.
yeah, exactly, the room, the main
Yeah.
room. Yes.
One thing I want to ask is there is no way of recording the individual group session.
No, I mean, the recording will be in the main session, always.
Right.
They will find a way because they
Okay.
are improving everything. So they will find a way, but for the moment it's not possible. You have only one recording, so all the time it's recording the main room.
Good.
But it's
And
great.
what
You see.
And what about the minutes that we were divided into groups? There's no recording of, no
Anything.
recording at all.
When the host is moving, we'll be recording that. Because it's
Okay.
kind of recording.
Ah,
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
Well,
how interesting
Only the
to see that recording.
Right.
Sorry?
Only the bits that you visit, let's say, the moments when you're visiting this and that group.
Right.
You know, this is kind of monitoring the kind of activities the students are doing. And this is really very powerful when you use with the students, Alice, that you're interested in students. This is really very powerful because you may have, you may give them different tasks or the same, and then they can discuss, okay, the input can be the same or different for the special reason, pedagogical reasons you have. And so the video, I mean, this possibility to have different individual, let's say, or more personalized activities, you have to think that this has a lot of possibilities. You may have, I don't know, week students working with fast finishers, or if you want. It's very powerful for students. It's not only for webinars. I do work with students, and this is really great.
Absolutely.
Remember that something that you need to do is to have your materials, the things you want to share with them, and then I mean, ready. So when you work with them in the small rooms, you can give them different directions even. Yes, Alice, that I'm concerned because you.
No, yes, I am. I'm following you, but for me, webinars, it's something that I'm not having. Well, it's not something that I will be doing or will be hosting. But I do have a question, which has to do maybe with a platform that you can offer students, not only for having synchronous class, but to have the possibility to download material and things from that. This is not what Zoom would do, or
No.
Yes.
I think this is wonderful for an extra coaching lesson or a special meeting when you want to have a session like that for something synchronous.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Blended learning, for blended learning is also great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
For many things, yes, we use it a lot. Yes. I mean, for us, it's kind of. I mean, this is why it's so powerful, Zoom, because it
For
allows
distance
you.
learning is wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
And Lydia, what options do you have? I would love to see your screen there. What options do you have? What do? You have the possibility of selecting people for the different groups and then just click and off they go. What is it that you did before? I mean,
yeah, yes, I wanted to share with you. Let me see if I can share with you only that part, not to take, yeah. So not to take that too much time because we are running out of time, but let me see if I can share with you some part of my presentation I expected to have, but we won't be able to do this today. So, okay, so you go there. So you have, let me see, you have the section, yeah? The breakout rooms here. Can you see the arrow in red? Yes?
Yeah.
Right, so you got it there. And then what you do is you have this one with which you have to create the room. And you can do this automatically or manually. You have to decide who the participants will be in that breakout rooms. And so then you see, this is why it was taking a picture today. So we may decide to have how many attendees we want to have per session, okay, in each room, small room. And so you decide from this arrow, you have more or less, okay, depending on the pedagogical reason you have. And you see there, I have all the attendees there, you see? And so I select, from here where it says options, I select to create the groups and I assign them. Once I have assigned them the participant, I start the sessions. What I can do, because I couldn't finish it today, is to prepare a kind of guidelines or PDF or something and share with you on the WhatsApp group.
Okay,
Very good.
great.
I think I couldn't get that because it was, no, that was the last one. Yeah, that was the last one I could do. So what you do, you start all the sessions, and then what you do is to go and visit the groups, different groups you have, as I did, but you are always in control of the main room. Okay? You can do this. I mean, you can, what we can do is to try it with some colleagues you meet and you say, well, let's have these breakout rooms. And you do this one, you try before using these webinars or with your students.
Right, if I may share an experience, I am doing a course on coaching, and we use Zoom twice a week. And this feature of the breakout rooms is, let's say, it's fantastic. It allows us to have these, let's say, like private sessions. So it works wonderfully. And once you are in the group, well, you get the visit as you did, but then it also gives you the time left in order to finish the breakout session. It's very agile. It's very easy to use. I mean, the student has practically no difficulty in using it at all.
No,
it's very, very practical.
Absolutely.
We usually use it almost every class.
Yes.
And yes, once you get to know it, it's just, you get used to it and it's fantastic.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Well, what do you think if Gladys has prepared a list of do's and don'ts about the content? We will not discuss too much the contents of the breakout room sessions, but perhaps a summary, any comment you'd like to make to close that topic of webinars and suggestions for APIBA webinars. And Gladys has prepared a list of do's and don'ts that can be very useful.
I don't know if you want to go into that or have the groups share what they had prepared.
I don't think we're going to have time to discuss Typeform because
no,
it's
that is absolutely out of the question, I think.
Yeah, we do it next time, and I give more platforms to play with, and it's okay.
But if we play, we only have 15 minutes left, 14 now. So if we play,
I think it's better to wrap up this because.
Shall we have the tips or shall we have the different groups presenting what they discussed?
We can have both things, I think.
Can we?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, or any afterthoughts, perhaps in our group, maybe 1 minute each group, because it's not anything else that calls your attention, because everything is there now in the document. So we will read that And that's it. But maybe you want to add something to what you wrote in the document. So?
In our group, there were lots of yes, 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 and lots of that takes time to prepare. That takes time to prepare. That was the common thread.
Yes.
Okay. Anything you'd like, you feel that you would need, so that those things that take time to prepare, any suggestion that we can,
Yes. Yeah, the idea of asking on while our students are getting registered, a couple of questions to make sure that we know exactly what their expectations are, so it's better to prepare the webinar, right?
Perfect. Right. You wrote that, right?
Yes, we did.
Right.
So that was about our group.
Thank you very much. Janina and Vivi?
Well, we quite agreed with all the features that was there. We said, for example, the first one is prepare a PowerPoint document with embedded interactive slides. And so we said that maybe it could be like not so strict. We wrote there with different degrees of interactivity. And we talked about the idea of interactivity being interesting for a webinar because of the fact that as you are at home, you may be distracted by WhatsApp, by people coming and going. And so in this way, you can have the audience engaged.
Yes, because we think it's a must to keep the audience engaged, and that's very difficult. Yes. There should be a question and answer session at the end. We think it's a must. Okay. And yes, we should tell them at the beginning what they are going to obtain. Well, I think this is good for any presentation that you make. That is, you make a summary at the beginning of what you're going to do and the steps and all that. I think it applies here as well, don't you think?
Absolutely.
What else, Jani?
Well, no, I think that's it.
Yes, I insisted that, or I suggested that there should be somebody around receiving messages and reading the chat. There should be a helper, an assistant.
The role is called the spotter in the
okay, thank
documents
you.
we're reading.
Thank you for the word. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's a crucial role. You have the speaker and the spotter, and they should work as a team and get used to each other's ways. They agree on a way to let each other know if there's some problem or something like that and all that.
And my fear about turning the webinar interactive is, if there are many people attending, how can you control that? That's my question. Can it be chaotic? I don't know. I have no experience. It's a question, in fact.
Well, I think interactive may mean asking a question and people, like in a poll, people click on yes or no, which is interactive, but
not
restricted.
But because the webinar has not this question of that interaction. I mean, you may have everyone muted, that is a setting on Zoom. And so what you do, you have everyone muted and you deliver, if it is you have to deliver a webinar. I mean, you may ask them some kind of interaction, but not that much. Because remember, you have that mute tool.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, and the other group, we were 3 groups, right?
Is there anyone from group 3?
No, there were 2. There were 2 because there were too many.
Okay, so then
so that's it.
I thought there were.
Okay, the role of the spotter, then I didn't say spotter because I didn't know the word. Thank you, Gladys. Is in the 3rd section, which would have been assigned to group 3, which is using the chat, because the spotter is special for reading the chat and updating the speaker on what's going on. But, well, then we can work on that section now. Well, shall we move on to Gladys?
Yes.
Yeah.
can we silence everyone but me so I can play the Kahoot with you? And do you have your mobile phone so you can play with a mobile phone?
Yeah.
Does it work like that? So if I share the code here, I can show you the screen and you can play on your phones?
Exactly.
Okay, you let me know if it's working, okay? And here, I'm going to share the screen now and we go to the Kahoots. Wait a minute. Wait. Why is this bar in the middle? Here. Perfect. Okay. So I think this would be like a micro webinar because the idea would be to have a very short interactive session in which I'm asking you questions, in this case, through a Kahoot. And then we, wait a minute. Oh, why can't I see my Kahoot now? Because I'm at Play Kahoot, how funny. But no, I don't want to do that. I want to, because, sorry.
Should we go to Kahoot Creator?
There. No, I was, yes, but I opened it on Play, that's why. Here it is.
Okay.
And now, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. There it is. We should get the, no, but I'm going to Play. Oh, I swear I rehearsed this 7 times. It's challenge. No, it's Play.
But why don't you click on Play and see what happens?
But we need the pin.
I want to click on challenge.
Maybe here.
No.
No, don't you have to go to Get Kahoot?
Share.
This is my Kahoot. Share, maybe. That should work. No, wait, it's not that.
Yes,
pin. I've been playing this before. That should give us the pin.
Share the link.
I'm sorry.
Perfect in English grammar. What the hell is this? No. Oh, people. Sorry to hold you like this.
What do you want to do?
Why don't you try?
Do you have
I want to open the quiz.
To be shared?
No, share no.
No, it was to be played now.
We need a code for you to share with us.
Yes, but I cannot. I don't know where to press
Because
now.
Right,
for you to
play.
Play. You play.
I click on play and it opens for play.
And then classic.
No, you see, I don't get.
And then
Classic.
Team mode.
and then classic, and there you will have the pin.
Team mode.
Go to the top.
Classic.
Team mode. Go to team mode and
Team mode.
I just click classic. Now, team mode is to create teams, and classic for individual players, which is what I wanted you to do.
No, I think.
Okay.
The connection is very slow.
No, for me, you have to go to Get Kahoot because if you go to Kahoot directly, Kahoot, it is for students. Get Kahoot.
But she wants us to play.
That's why.
Yeah,
But
yes.
That's why. I was.
No, go to Get Kahoot.
Oh, people.
or to classic.
No,
or direct.
Go back. Don't because create Kahoot. Go back to Get Kahoot. This happened to me in the past.
Classic.
The worst thing
And
happened
there you will get the pin.
Kahoots. My Kahoots. Here it is. Conducting Kahoot. Conducting webinars.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
conducting.
not, I give up.
Okay. Now play.
Play.
We are back at the same thing.
Yeah,
Play.
go to play and then
But
classic.
play. Play.
Girls, if you just
Kahoot is now low.
Okay,
Classic.
last attempt.
And go to Classic.
Classic. And then you will get the pin number.
Go to Classic.
I click on classic and I don't get any code.
why
It's
don't
not
you
even
again?
Well, while you check this, I remember the last class I said that I had
problem
a
is with
problem.
the Zoom option.
It's thinking now.
That I said that I had a problem because they charged me.
Now it's thinking.
Ah, yes, I remember. Alice.
Right, and they still
Yeah.
they still charge me. I don't know why.
the pin could the pin be 57729. 577729.
You can see the pin?
Yes, because I wanted
still
to
can't
join.
see it.
57779.
I mean,
I get your Kahoot is now loading. Here we are, apparently.
I mean already.
Classic.
I am
Conducting webinars, a few tips. I just
Tell me the name again, the code. Tell me the code again.
Oh, 57779.
Sorry,
77729.
I've already lost the first one because I don't see the question.
I'm already in.
Yeah, I'm in too.
5777.
I'm out.
Yes, I'm out.
But I don't see my nickname. MA.
Yeah, I also missed the first one.
Yeah,
I missed the first one because I didn't play.
How can I not see it? Ah, it's coming.
Okay.
I'm real. I have a different pin, 46410.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Do it again.
We change?
Yes.
People,
We change?
Yeah, let's change.
46410. 46410. That's the pin I get.
I'm in.
Ready?
I cannot see mine.
No players with me. Are you coming in, I suppose?
I'm in.
I'm in.
Shanina, Adri?
It says I'm in, but I cannot see my name. Now.
Oh, what's
Ceci?
I'm in. Okay.
Ah, we are here. MA must be Alice.
Yes, it's me.
Okay, so we are ready. We start. So the problem was just the connection. Okay, ready to join. Yes. Okay, shall we start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And now we change the game pin again.
On average, a webinar should be a face-to-face session.
Get the options. I don't get the options.
No.
Okay.
Well, should be,
1 second.
Yellow.
There were
I
no
don't have the
answers.
options. I don't have the options.
I can.
No, you get them on your phone. That's why I said you have to open it on your phones.
But I cannot open. It doesn't open on my phone.
It doesn't open on my phone. I've lost it. I was there before,
It's
but now
I was how strange.
No, here you can see my screen.
I know.
On average, a woman should be.
That's why I said you needed to play on the phone with the code I gave you.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
know.
the options
But
on
the
the
game pin is different now, see?
Yes, that's very strange. Let's change the game pin then.
Well, can we continue that way and we do it
Can
orally?
you follow? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so basically the idea was now this moment you would see the answers, and I would say that it should be shorter than the face-to-face session. The general rule says keep it for 20-minute chunks, which is what is considered the adult's attention span on average. And you can chunk a webinar with 20 minutes, a question and answer section, and then again, something like that, okay? And make it as interactive as possible for the audience to be engaged, as we've been saying. All right?
Okay.
Next one then. Which of the following features is crucial? You can say your options if you cannot click on them.
Originality and originality.
Well,
And
originality may be important, but it's not mentioned by any of the authors I saw. Interactivity is crucial. It's like teaching the most challenging class you may be teaching, and with all students chatting and ignoring you and walking away while you're chatting, while you're teaching. So you need to keep it very interactive so that you know the other people are still there following you.
Right.
Okay.
Why should you use
lots of slides to present?
Yeah.
The yellow one. No.
Yellow one for Janina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so
All of them are important.
Okay, yes, that was right. So the idea is you can provide, your slides could have more images than usual. You can add animation, movement to keep people involved. And also it's very important to think of slides which you wouldn't have in a face-to-face presentation. For example, if you need to take a sip of water, or if you want to give the participants reading time, you need to say something like that so that they know that they haven't lost sound, but they are focusing on something, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next question then. This is a true or false question.
True.
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 Definitely.
Definitely true, okay. Well, the challenging part here is the number of things that can go wrong. You usually focus on things that can go wrong with the speaker in themselves, but you have the slideware questions, which you need to rehearse, and most of us are used to that by now because we have used this. We do presentations even in every ordinary lesson, face-to-face lesson, we use this, but you also have to consider problems like the one we had now with the software you use for the webinar itself. So the key is to rehearse, and also to plan alternatives like a second computer to back up your primary computer, or an alternative connection in case the one you have is unstable. Maybe you can use your 4G access from the phone to support your presentation, or things like that. So you need to, or how the spotter may take over if you have a problem for some minutes. All that needs to be rehearsed and planned. And this is the last question, but one. Questions from the attendees. How should we deal with them? Choose your color.
Yellow one.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Everybody has opted,
Yes.
everyone?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the yellow one was our option. The idea of not allowing questions destroys interactivity. There's no way to know if people are really following and learning from this experience. To let them just discuss questions in the chat would be chaotic, creates confusion, and is difficult for the attendants to follow the speaker and the chat and everything. And to welcome them at all times creates this chaos that Alice was commenting, where you lose control of the session and it's really difficult to organize timing and everything. And the last question we had.
Radically. I am between yellow or green.
For me,
Yes.
much more difficult.
Much more difficult, yes.
Yellow.
Well, the red question is the answer. I said the fundamentals remain the same. And
yes, sure.
Quite overwhelming when you read all the tips and you think about all that has to go on. But then I remembered my first practice sessions and how overwhelming it was when you had to rehearse it all. And I went with my lesson plan and the photocopies and the marker or the piece of chalk, and everything was a mess. And I think it's all basically a question of learning to move around in a new environment. But once you find the ways, basically the main thing is how will you reach your audience and take them from where they are to where, or as close as possible to where you want them to be. And that's it. So if we as teachers can focus on that, we'll achieve the main thing, because people come to a webinar to share experiences and to learn from each other and from the speaker's experience or under the speaker's lead.
Right.
So all the rest should be serving that purpose. So to finish this, I'm going to share the file with the notes just to take advantage. Pity Some people did answer then. 3 out of 6.
Yeah, because I managed to join the session. Then I
cool.
In the end.
So it could work if we had known how to organize it better. And I'm going to share.
You don't have any competitors, Vivi.
Yeah, I had no. So I stopped answering. I stopped answering afterwards because I said, "What are they going to say?"
I'm running alone. I'm first.
I could go back to I think this is because I'm the host now. How can I go back to the chat and the room, the vision I have now to share the file with you?
You stop sharing your screen, Gladys.
If I could find that.
There is an option. Go scroll over the top of the screen on the bottom and ver opciones or stop sharing.
Here.
It's either at the top or at the bottom.
I clicked on that. There it is.
Yes.
And I'll send you the file now with all the tips I was very quickly mentioning.
Are you going to send it to the
now
WhatsApp
through the chat? Here it is.
Okay.
There it is. So I've sent the file.
Oh, lovely.
Right.
With the tips I had just mentioned and the links from where I got it. They are all either links in Cecilia's document or links I follow from there.
I'm going to download it so then we post it in the blog.
Oh yes, then actually I could prepare something better. I think a PowerPoint that connects the questions on Kahoot with this, but I didn't have the time, so I wanted to.
What do you think? Since we have a document already with a checklist for APIBA webinars, what do you think, Gladys, of including these very useful tips in the right section of the?
I think it could go very well in the last section where you have the links with other tips. I could make some notes, integrate these notes there, because these are what they were based on.
Because
basically the idea today was to show how you could have some interactive discussion and then share the notes for the conclusion. That was it. So that's why I didn't even have the time to prepare a PowerPoint or something, but.
But it was great.
Yeah, but you're right, Ceci. Maybe it will be, all the information together.
Yes, yes. Very useful.
Well, I think that we should be finishing
right now. Oh, we are already 10 minutes.
Because it's time.
I don't know where. I cannot see you. It disappeared.
Maybe
we can see you.
You can see me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes,
it was a very hands-on session.
But it was very interesting.
There you are. There you are.
I didn't know anything about what you were presenting, so it was really enlightening to me.
It was very interactive. I love that. I really felt we were all together discussing something.
Our next session is for the 7th of September.
I don't think I can make it then. But
so there maybe we can start by you with Typeform so that you can talk about that tool. And remember that at the beginning of the year we made that kind of poll with different apps, and the ones which are the next ones are Canva and EducaPlay. Right? So maybe then in the WhatsApp group we are going to ask if any other Sigger would like to present about them next meeting. Okay?
All right.
I've got to leave. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye, Alice. Bye-bye. Yes. Bye. Well, see you around next time.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.